Hello. Happy EVVY Awards. Hi, I'm Anthony Clark, famous comedian / actor. I do more comedy than acting. And I was wondering, complimentary tickets, please?
Okay, let's check the list.
That's Clark without an E.
I'm sorry, I don't see a Clark on my list.
Excuse me?
I don't see a Clark on my list.
Did you not see the MTV special?
No.
I just, well, you know, I am, well, maybe not famous, but soon I might be famous one day, very soon, because there's sitcoms calling and...
That's fine, sir, but there's no Clark on my list.
There's no Clark, okay. Well, isn't that a fine how do you do? Thank you. Oh, all right, let's go back over here, because I'm going to get to the bottom of this. There is no reason that I should not be on this complimentary guest list. I can't believe it. Hello. Do you work here? Do you work here? You do? Do you know who I am? No. Okay, great. All right. All right. All right. So let's go back here. Can you believe this? Because my senior year, I did King Lear, you know? And, well, I didn't actually. I wasn't in King Lear, but I saw it twice. It's just unbelievable. You don't pay your Emerson membership dues for the alumni thing one time, and oh, how soon they forget. Hello, excuse me. Yes, hello, I'm Anthony Clark. I'm doing the show here tonight. Hello, do you know who I am at all? Nothing. Okay. Just wait. I'll be right back.
And now, Mr. Tony Clark.
How you doing? Is this gorgeous or what? It is gorgeous. Look at this place. I'll cut it out. This is beautiful. When you look around here, you have to go, my God, there has to be a little bit of Grossman's in all of us. This is unbelievable. This really is. You got to wonder, with such a beautiful building in such a beautiful city, why would anyone else want to move to a city which will remain Lawrence? And, But maybe it's a good move, you know, because when I think of entertainment and mass comm meccas, I think of LA, New York, and Lawrence. And, no, it's good to be here, it is. Welcome to the 1989 EVVY Awards. I'd like to start out, I'm up here to just warm you up a little bit. I'd like to start out tonight with my impression of Florence Henderson singing Prince, if I could. You got the look, you got the look. You sure do be cooking in my... All right, you're not with me yet. All right, that's all right. Hello, I'm Geraldo Rivera, and right behind this movie screen is an illegal crack factory. Let's go. I can hear them making the crack right now. God, it is so beautiful to be here. This is just absolutely... I've been traveling all around. I was up in Canada. I got to see Madonna in concert. That was fun. A lot of people getting on Madonna. She's over here posing for Penthouse, Playboy. Probably making $1 million for all this. I know I'd show my butt for a free breakfast buffet at Denny's, but I would. I'd show a little weenie for a croissant. And now a lot of people, you know, getting on Madonna, because a lot of people comparing Madonna to Marilyn Monroe, which I think's great. Means she'll be dead soon. And you guys are sick. It's early, and you're sick. And this is great. This really is. I love it here. I was just at University of Oklahoma this past Tuesday night performing. Are you from Oklahoma? Almost. Okay. Do you know what Oklahoma has on its state license plate? Oklahoma is okay. You gotta wonder what the choices were to come up with this piece of crap, don't you? We got our 5 final choices for the Oklahoma State License Plate Program. We have A, Oklahoma's okay. B, Oklahoma, the circus has been here twice. C, Oklahoma, we kinda don't suck. D, Oklahoma, trees are made of wood. And E, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, there, I said it twice. So, it's kind of exciting. You guys are cheering me right up, because I've been depressed for about 3 weeks now. I've seen this girl, she's originally from Ireland. She's an illegal alien over here. She's not registered or anything. And I don't know what happened, but last week she broke up with me, so I reported her to immigration. I said, I'm sorry, honey, if I can't have you, you gotta leave my country. Listen to the heartbeat. And Hasta la vista, baby. No, I tell you, if I hear Funky Cone Medina one more time, I'm gonna buy a handgun. I really am. I just can't deal with it. Well, my mom's excited. She's here. She made this outfit I have on tonight. Used to be curtains in our mobile home, and kind of exciting. I love my mom. My mom is so funny. Your mom ever do this? Your mom ever start to talk to you about old relatives by reminding you of the last tragic thing that had happened to them? For instance, my mom would be on the phone going, yes, you remember your Aunt May, my favorite, May, my sister May? You remember May, Aunt May? May? You remember Aunt May, your favorite aunt, Aunt May? May, the one that slammed her hand in the car door, lost 3 fingernails, do you remember? Married to Bob, do you remember Bob? May's husband Bob, you remember Bob? May's husband Bob? The one that fell on the escalator, broke his hip. Been in traction for 4 months, the man's head shaped like a shamrock, do you remember? Anyway, this is the story of their daughter Sylvia. Do you remember Sylvia, Bob and May's daughter? Sylvia, you remember Sylvia? Sylvia? The one with the shrunken carcass, do you remember? You used to play with her little brother Bobby, the one who had an eye put out by a flying wheat bin, do you remember? It's not even a joke, it's true. So, good Lord, we're about ready to start this thing. I want to tell you a little more about me. I'm not very religious. I used to live in Utah. For Halloween, I'd dress up as a coffee cup and scare the Mormon children. You guys are too nice. I am kind of religious. I teach at this little Lutheran church over in Cambridge every Sunday morning. I do it. I love the kids. They're great. They're absolutely terrific. And they're kind of tough. They're right there from the inner city. And if they think you don't know your Bible story, they will not sit still and listen to you no matter what. And last Sunday, I had to teach these kids the creation of man, and I was very nervous. It was my first Sunday. So I walk in, I'm like, hey, everyone, let's settle down. First, there was Adam and Eve sitting in a tree, K-I-S-S-I-N-G, and up come a serpent like a water hose, said to Eve, won't you give him one of those? It was the apple, shiny and red, big as his lippy cup of soup head. He took a bite, there was lightning in the sky. Eve shrieked, oh me, oh my, the rain came down, the thunder went pow. Eve said to Adam, you done messed up now, you could have had the gravy, could have had the soup, but no, you had to eat forbidden fruit. Welcome to the 1989 Awards. God bless you. Have a great time.
Live from the Emerson Majestic Theater in Boston, it's the 8th annual EVVY Awards. With your hosts this evening, David Carlton and Stephanie Carson. And presenting awards, Tom Guganic, Mario Cantone, Julie Mermelstein, Janet Buck, Franco Barrio, Eddie Brill, Paul Beck and George Quinzel, Tony Clark and Maria D'Arcangelo, Julian Walensky, Carol O'Neill, Bill Calamita, Frank Shore, Rance Crane and Cindy Crane, William Meyer, Lou Key, Jeff Greenhot, Rebecca Sullivan, Jim Thistle and Jacques Knotz, Tom Bergeron and Dan Satchow, Sue Hester and Bill Kenny, Bill Chuck, Arlene Sorkin, Paul Dini and Enrique Oliver, Bill Persky, Jeff Goldstein, Erica Potter, Alan DeRocher, Alan Koenig and Ron Ludman, Robbie Jason, Ariana Urbon, Paul D'Amato, Jolie Fisher, Bill Gonzalez and Rex Trailer, Stephen Wright. And now your hosts, David Carlton and Stephanie Carson.
We'd like to start off by apologizing for the delay here. We're all TV majors, and you throw us in a theater and we get all screwed up real quick. Good evening. I am David Carlton.
And I'm Sybil Shepherd. Welcome to the 1989 EVVY Awards.
Steph, you're not Sybil Shepherd.
Of course not, Dave.
Well, if I come out here and say, hi, I'm David Carlton, and you say, yeah, and I'm Sybil Shepherd, it might kind of look like I might not be David Carlton.
Dave, that's not true. I mean, I think the name David Carlton is obscure enough that people are going to know that you're who you say you are.
why are you trying to mess up my credibility with this audience?
Dave, I am not saying that I am Sybil Shepherd because there's any doubt that you are David Carlton. I mean, Dave, we know that you're Dave. Actually, the reason I said I was Sybil is because she always wears high tops to award shows, and you and I happen to be wearing some nice new high tops tonight. And this is an award show, and Dave, it was just a little intro so that we could thank Reebok for helping us out so much.
I get it. I'm sorry.
A little slow.
On behalf of Stephanie and myself and the producers and everyone who worked on the show, we would like to thank the Reebok Corporation for lending us giving us the support. They asked for it back, they're hurting. Giving us the support and making the 1989 EVVY Awards so successful.
Yes. Especially since this is the first year that you could say the EVVY Awards have been held on campus.
Emerson College is sometimes known as the Cadillac of communications, and I think that having the Majestic Theater makes that even more so a reality.
Funny you should say that, Dave, because our first roll-in of the evening is called the Cadillac of Communications.
This is crazy. 1,000 different schools, and they all say they offer communications. It's impossible to choose. What do you think, Sparky?
I don't think you've considered all the possibilities.
Who are you?
I'm the genie of the communications industry, and I'm here to help you find the school that's right for you. It took some research, but I think I know the perfect place. It's the Michelangelo of broadcasting, the Cadillac of communications.
The Cadillac?
Here, let me show you. This is Emerson College in Boston, a school which is unique in giving its students experience with professional quality equipment starting their freshman year. These are the TV studios, where students learn every step of creating a television production, beginning with their very first class. The students learn about cameras, audio, switching, directing, producing, floor managing, lighting, directing.
Oh, okay, I get the picture.
But that's only the beginning. The students here do much more than just take classes. They have their own production company, Emerson Independent Video.
Seen that show.
You probably have. Every year, more and more EIV shows are broadcast on local and cable systems all over. But come, there's more. This is Emerson's FM radio station, WERS. It has 3,000 watts of power and programs one of the top 5 morning shows in Boston. Of course, if you prefer more rock and roll sound, there's Emerson's AM station, WECB. And right upstairs is Emerson's film department. The Film Arts Society helps fund some of the films, and once a year they sponsor a film festival, which enables students to exhibit their work.
Wow, the communication facilities look excellent. But what about the other classes? I mean, I wouldn't want to limit myself by going to a trade school.
A trade school? Emerson is a 4-year liberal arts college. They offer courses in philosophy, sociology, psychology science, math, speech, and history. Emerson is not a trade school. But I haven't told you what makes Emerson so special yet.
You haven't?
Emerson arranges internships for students to start working in their field before they even graduate. Take a look.
I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you about my town.
Located right in the heart of Boston, Emerson is convenient to dozens of different internships.
Down by the river, down by the banks of the river Charles.
Well, that looks fantastic. But I still don't know. I mean, I was thinking about a school on the West Coast. I mean, isn't that where everything happens?
There's one more thing I haven't shown you. Emerson has a satellite campus in Los Angeles, which enables students to experience living and working in the entertainment capital of the world.
As far as I know, Emerson College is the only school which enables its students to come from the East Coast and study for a full semester in Los Angeles. Our internships are scattered all over the city, in major film studios, on major television sitcoms, in the PR agencies, and in some of the advertising divisions of film studios. We have some excellent faculty from the Los Angeles area who are working with us and teaching courses. Dr. Betsy McLean at Direct Cinema in Beverly Hills, and she teaches a number of our courses, including film business. The Emerson LA experience enables students to network with alumni on the West Coast. It enables students to complete an academic program and courses with professionals who are working in the business, and it gives students an opportunity to complete internships in their various fields.
So there you have it, the school that has it all. Wait a minute. Sorry, kid. Brandon Tartikoff's pulling his hair out over the 89 lineup. Gotta run.
Okay, now on to our first award. Music video. Our first category tonight is Best Edited Public Service Announcement or Promo. Each project has been shot on location with remote equipment and then edited to create the final product.
And now let's welcome our first two presenters of the evening. One is the creator and producer of the #1 kids show, Steam Pipe Alley, which is shown on cable across the country.
The other has been Emerson's television operations manager for the past 7 years. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Mario Cantone and Mr. Thomas Guganik.
Well, hi, it's great to be here at the Emerson College Majestic Theater, home of the musical theater and the Emmys. This is lovely, it really is. Is this the Oscars? I thought this was the Oscars. I've got to go drag Spencer out of a bar later, I really do. Sorry. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Mario.
How you doing? You want to read the nominees,
I
babe?
will.
Go ahead.
The nominees for the best edited PSAs and promos are Debbie Lucchini, Todd Perlmutter, and Megan Messina, Mike Finnerty, and Rich DePiro, and the winner is...
Tom, you're shaking. Do I make you nervous? Okay, and the winner is... Look, they have like a little star on it, like when your teacher gave you something for something good. It was like, here's a little star. Okay. And the winner is... And the winner is... Todd Perlmutter and Megan Messina!
You can see a little better in the privacy of your own home. I must say that this is a surprise because there were some other awesome things I was going up against, and I'd like to especially thank Deb Lucchini for all the extra Masscom Depot help necessary to make this. And Dad, Remember the money you sent me to get that haircut? Well, it's in the shape of a 3/4 inch edited PSA. Sorry. Thanks.
Our next category is for Best Live PSA. Students competing in this category must have produced and directed an in-studio PSA under the supervision of a television professor. Here to present the awards are two Emerson graduates. Ms. Janet Buck was the associate producer of the 1983 EVVYs, and in 1984 won awards for Best Documentary and Best Creative Music Video. After graduation, she worked as a production coordinator for the series Divorce Court and the film Everybody's All-American. However, today, she's left the world of production crazies to pursue a career in family therapy. Miss Julie Mermelstein was a member of the Emerson Comedy Workshop for 3 years and is currently working with a comedy troupe in New York called The Groundlings. She says that in the future, she hopes to start her own comedy day camp. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Julie Mermelstein and Ms. Janet Buck.
Hi, Janet. How you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Great. You looking good?
Thanks.
Good.
You too.
Thank you.
Well, I have to say, I'm really impressed. The EVVYs weren't like this when we were in school.
If I'm not mistaken, I think our EVVYs were at Saga.
Yeah, I think they were. As a matter of fact, I got, I think it was, broccoli and cheese casserole in the back of my dress that time?
No, that was the tuna noodle bake.
Oh, that's right.
Well, let's get to those awards.
Okay. The nominees for
Live
PSA
PSA are
Donna Marie O'Brien,
Jeff Yerkes and Matt Byrne,
and Jonathan Kranz.
And the winner is, I hope he's cute.
You would.
Those Kappa girls, they're so slutty. And the winner is Jeff Yerkes.
And Americans are buying guns for their own safety in record numbers. But guns in the house are hardly safe. In fact, the chances are 6 times greater that a gun in the home will be used on its owner, a family member, or a friend than it would be on an intruder. These guns are often within the reach of children and others who aren't trained to use them properly. So before you take a gun into your home, think. How safe is safe? Call Mass Citizens for Handgun Control, 1-800-567-9031.
First of all, I want to thank my co-producer, Matt Byrne, and the rest of our TV class, because without them, none of this would have been possible. They did an incredible job. And I'd like to thank my friends, who are the best group of friends anybody could ever ask for, and my friends who are seniors. I'd especially like to wish them good luck in wherever life takes them. And last but not least, my family. It's a very large family. We're very diverse, so I'll just leave it generic. So thank you very much. I love you. Bye.
I'll just ad-lib.
Just ad-lib.
Okay. So Dave, now that you're graduating in a few days, do you think you're going to miss working on EIV News?
Yes, Steph. Yeah. It's been a long 4 years, and through all 4 of them, I had some role in putting together the newscasts for EIV, especially this year as news director. We produce 3 newscasts every Tuesday. And funny thing about the news, television as a whole, I think it's an industry where a lot of times the pressure is really on, and things come right down to the wire. When you're producing something, you don't always get it in on time. And we've learned that when you put together a live production, you have to kind of carry things so the audience never thinks you're you don't know what you're doing, and things aren't under control. But we learned that at Emerson, and EIV has taught us how the anchor can remain under control and appear like everything's going real calmly, when in fact it might not always be going that calmly. And and you carry things and you keep the audience going and interested, and the whole time you have a conserved look. And let's take a look at our next roll-in, EIV News, which I've seen, and it's just beautiful. It's really good. EIV News.
Our next award category is EIV News, and we got a lot of awards here, so hold on to your seats.
Presenting the award for Best EIV News Reporter are Mr. Paul Beck and Mr. George Quinzel. Paul Beck is a manager of the technical facilities in Emerson's Mass Communications Department. Recently, he produced his first national documentary for Unitarian Universalist Service Committee entitled Crisis in El Salvador.
With him is the man responsible for the success of everyone involved with the production of this show. A teacher for 25 years, he's taken some of us from the East Coast to the West Coast into Hollywood. He's Mr. TV himself, the head of Emerson's television department, Mr. George Quinzel.
Yeah, George couldn't make it tonight, so he said some big long-haired guy with a red coat to do the work for him.
And I wondered why they didn't tell me to write an intro, Eddie.
I know, they screwed up, but it never happened when I went to Emerson. You guys have to stay here all night, huh? Yeah, great gig, huh? What do you think of the coat, huh? I get applause, all right, and people making fun of it. You know, in Hollywood, people think it's cool guy, but here people think I work at fucking A&P, you know, in Boston. It's like, how you doing? I'm doing a price check, you know. So Franco, hey, you know, I'll tell you a true story. Emerson does get you jobs. Because Franco, last week, got me a job in L.A. Fortunately, I graduated 5 years before him, so I'm the guy kneeling on my knees and stuff, you know. But it does work because Franco afforded me a great opportunity. It's Franco. If I want to get my paycheck, it's Franco. But we have the category. This is Franco Barrio, by the way.
And Eddie Brill.
And you read the nominees thing.
The nominees for EIV News Best Reporter are David Carlton, Maria Dragon, and Larry
Potash. He's telling me how to fix my name. And the winner is Gus Turberville. No. Old people joke. Okay. Yeah, I saw some ice cream in the lobby. I got nervous. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Potash is the winner!
These bowlers come out here every Wednesday, not just to bowl, but to socialize and simply have fun.
Thanks.
First of all, I'd like to thank Marcia Del Justina and Bob Hoyt and my girlfriend Stacy for helping me get through those 2 classes. I'd like to thank Steve Sprazier, who's been a role model for me, and also Susan Riss, who's helped me along the way. Thank you very much.
We'll try again. Our next EIV News Award is for Best Anchor. Here to present the award are Mr. Tony Clark, who we just saw, and Miss Maria D'Arcangelo. Tony Clark was voted top collegiate comedian in America in 1986. His national television appearances include Entertainment Tonight, the Showtime Cable Comedy Club Network, MTV half-hour comedy special. He's also opened for such national acts as Exposé, Aerosmith, and Anita Baker. Maria D'Arcangelo manages a top talent at MCEG firm, including Howie Mandel, Sandra Bernhard, and Ellen DeGeneres. At Emerson, she founded the Society for Professional Journalists and was nominated for various EVVYs, one of which was Best Anchor, which she won. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Mr. Tony Clark and Miss Maria D'Arcangelo.
Do you know how important this woman is? No matter what she wants, I will do it.
Tony, you're too kind. You deserve a kiss for that one.
Ooh, girl, Hollywood has just loosened you right up.
Tony, I don't think it was Hollywood that loosened me up. I think it's the fact that I'm a Kappa sister that did that. Right on. On to the awards.
The nominees for EIV Best News Anchor are Anne Marie Accurso, Andrew Glassman, Maria Dragon, and Chris Spinder.
And the winner is... It's a tie. Anne Maria Corso and Andrew Glassman.
Officials are investigating a criminal fatal train crash in Blackmore, Scotland. Two trains collided head-on early this morning, injuring 40 commuter passengers. Today,
I'm Andrew Glassman. Pilots and stewardesses who refuse to cross picket lines are causing more problems for the already troubled Eastern Airlines. Standing by live now at Logan Airport is our correspondent Paula Howard with the story. Nancy?
Thank you. Congratulations to you,
Congratulations,
Anne-Marie.
Andrew.
I really enjoyed the time that we spent together this year.
Yes, many times at that anchor desk.
Let me just quickly say that one of the reasons that I came to Emerson College was to learn about broadcasting in an environment where the students didn't feel that television journalism was simply about Paul Mitchell styling gel and Lancome eye cream and brushing your teeth with baking soda. And listen, I'm proud. I'm man enough to admit it. I'm proud to say that that's really the case here. And I'm proud to have worked with Anne-Marie and a lot of the other people in EIV that I feel are really going to make fine journalists. If I have one regret as I leave here, it's that I didn't get to learn as much about some of you as I would have liked to, but please know that I've learned a tremendous amount from you and with you, and that I wish you all the very best of luck. Thank you for the award.
Well, I'd like to thank my mom and dad for doing everything they could to send me here. I'd like to thank everyone at EIV. We had a great staff. And thanks to Maria Dragon, who gave me my first shot when I was a freshman. Thanks. Our next award is for Best Writer, and this time I really think that the people who are presenting it are Paul Beck and George Quinzel. We already talked about them earlier. I think you remember the little chat we had, and hopefully it's for the right people. So please welcome, I hope, Mr. Paul Beck and George Quinzel. Yes.
This is the long and the short of the program, folks. What do we do with this? I mean,
it's really George O'Quinzel.
No, okay. Actually, what I was that fellow who was out here before. See, he's the red channel. I'm the green channel, and we've lost the blue channel.
I told George beforehand that he looked like he killed a pimp and stole his clothes. But
Well, you know, what they told me they were doing the show in chroma key green, you see, and I was going to disappear.
No, that won't do.
You got something?
I do.
What do you got?
We have the nominees for the EIV News Best Writer. And those people are Anne Maria Curso, David Carlton, Michelle Levy, and the winner is, George.
Winner is.
You could tell we rehearsed this.
I remembered my glasses this year. If you remember last year, I couldn't read. The winner is David Carlton.
It has been 4 years with EIV, and I think everyone who has worked as part of the news department takes with them quite a bit. I know this is specifically true for myself. And as Andrew said, it becomes an even bigger, unless it's scripted, I'm not good. It's working with the people, it's learning from the people that I think lends the most to what you take from EIV. So I guess people I'd like to thank the most are the ones who've worked as a part of the news for the past 4 years with EIV. I think. Thank you.
All right, here to present the award for EIV News Best Overall Producer are Mr. Dave Gordon and Mr. Julian Walensky. Mr. Gordon is the chairman of Emerson's Mass Communications Division, and Mr. Walensky is a producer of ABC News in Los Angeles. Please welcome Dave Gordon and Julian Walensky.
Well, as an alum, I can say it's a wonderful experience being in this building today. This is something that, for those of us that went to Emerson back in the Ice Age, we've been dreaming about for many decades, and I say congratulations to everybody who had a hand in restoring and obtaining this building and keeping it for Emerson College. The nominees for the Best Produced EIV News are Dave Carlton and Annie Accurso, Dave Carlton and Annie Accurso, and Maria Dragon.
And the winner is Maria Dragon.
Roxbury was the scene of one of New England's largest weapon and drug busts. Good evening. I'm David Carlton.
And I'm Anne Maria Curso. 7 people are under arrest after a Boston police raid in a Roxbury apartment early this afternoon. Heroin and loaded guns were seized from the apartment.
Wow, thank you very much. Let's hear it for Kappa. EIV News, touching on what David said and what Andrew said and what Annie said, EIV News has been a part of my life for the last 4 years, being former news director, and it's the one thing that I think that I've really learned the most from at Emerson. And I would just like to thank some former Emerson students, some Emerson alumni right now that worked on EIV News, and people that I really learned a lot from, Kelly Wolfington, Kate Hutchins, Steve Berthium, and the list goes on. But if they were here tonight, I would really like to give them that special thank you. And again, all the people that I've worked with for the last 4 years. So thank you very much.
Presenting our next award for EIV News Best Director is the director himself. He was director of the 5th Annual EVVY Awards back in 1980. Mr. Bill Calamita. Mr. Calamita currently works as a production house Adler Associates, and serves as a technical director at Channel 7 WNEV-TV. And with him is one of our favorite people. She's the executive director of NATIS, the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. She's been an independent producer in Boston for many years and is now an assistant professor here at Emerson. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bill Calamita and the advisor of the 1989 EVVY Awards, Miss Carol O'Neill.
Shouldn't do that. Didn't you tell me, didn't they just say you had a job already?
I have a job already, yes. No one needs
there
to know
are too many people here who need
looking
jobs.
for jobs already, just take that off.
Away.
That's right, as
Okay.
Carol said, I directed the 1986 EVVY Awards, and back in 1986, we thought the show was, we thought that was going to be the last year. So it's great to see it's come this far and progressed this far. To the nominees?
The nominees for EIV News Best Director are Livio Sanchez, Rich DePiro, who's directing tonight, and Tim Parker.
And the winner is Rich DePiro.
Play B. White Q. Ready to play A? Play A. Key it, track it, fade the card. Keying over 1, they read to 2, Andy turns to 3.
Oh, thank you very much. I can't stay too long. I've got to go back downstairs. Just want to thank all the other directors with whom I worked with. We all put the show together. And just want to thank all my friends at Emerson College. I left the school for a year and a half, wrestled with the decision whether or not to come back, and I thank all my co-students and my friends for making my decision to come back the right one. Thank you very much.
Our final presenter for the EIV type categories is a 5-time Emmy winner for Best Sports Within a Newscast. Please welcome the sports producer of Channel 7 WNEV-TV, Mr. Frank Shore.
This is one of these good news, bad news situations. You know, I'm very honored that they thought enough of my work to ask me to present an award to the best sportscaster at Emerson College. But then I started to think that, you know, maybe this is the guy that's going to take my job. So I put it off as long as I could, but we looked at the tapes and we think we made a good decision. And before I read it, I just want to say to all the kids at Emerson College that if these are the people that are going to be taking our jobs, we're in pretty good hands. The nominees for EIV News Sports Anchor are Matt Spiegel, Rich Turiel, and Glenn Davis. And as they say, the winner is Matt Spiegel.
NCAA basketball tournament lives up to its huge billing. In last night's championship game between Michigan and Seton Hall, fans in Seattle and across the country were treated to one of the best games in tournament history. Interim coach Steve Fisher led the Wolverines against P.J. Carlissimo's Pirates. Cambridge's own Ramil Robinson led the fast break. Here he feeds Glenn Rice for the slam.
Well, thank you very much. This is a great honor. I'd like to say thank you to everybody who worked on EIV News, especially our sports director, Rich Turiel, and Glenn Davis and Bob Keating, Tim McGrath, and our first semester sports director, Jeff Hart. Thank you also to David Carlton, and also to Fran Lasciotto, who I had this semester. and has taken a lifetime of knowledge and taught me as much as she possibly could. And thank you to my parents and my siblings. Thank you.
In the history of award shows, the host usually comes across as mindless individuals rattling off formulated pulp in a vain attempt to be humorous. What you, the audience, are realizing tonight is that we've... Could you move your hand? Thanks. Is that we've substituted the usual hosts with articulate human beings.
While we're waiting for them to show up, let's look at the next clip.
Wait a minute, Dave. What do you mean by that?
Well, nothing personal, Steph, but you're coming across, at least to me, as too forced. Your throat, it sounds unnatural. It's too tight. Here, overly open it.
Excuse me, David?
Wait, have you taken V&A?
No.
Oh, well, here. Like you're yawning. Hey, boo-boo. Hey, boo-boo-boo. Never mind. We'll work on it later.
Yeah, with the exception of that little demonstration behind us, let's see just how far the EVVYs have come in 8 years.
It's a new book I got, honey. It's called History of the EVVYs.
History?
Now, once upon a time, there was a school called Emerson. Emerson was a special place, because even though there was no reward for their work, students spent countless hours perfecting their production skills.
They didn't get anything? No prizes? No nothing?
That's right. Until one day in 1981, a professor named Mickey Dickoff decided that the award should be designed to give students recognition for their achievements in television production. The EVVYs were modeled after the New England Emmy Awards.
In fact, they were originally called the Emerson Emmy Awards, but the people in charge of the real Emmy Awards weren't too happy about that. So Mickey took EIV and Emmy and made EVVY.
And that's how the EVVYs began.
Good evening and welcome to the first annual Emerson EVVY Awards.
Good evening and welcome to the second annual EVVY Awards show.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third annual EVVY Awards show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the fourth annual Emerson Independent Video Awards.
Good evening and welcome to the 1986 EVVY Awards.
Hello and welcome to the 1988 EVVY Awards.
This is such an honor because it's coming from you. I can't even explain how important and how wonderful this is for me, because you are the brightest stars on the horizon.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know.
What makes the EVVY so special is that it's produced by students. They're responsible for every aspect of the production.
People from the local television stations mean a lot to us. In fact, we model our TV station after you.
I can't believe that this moment has finally come.
And that learning process which makes the EVVY Awards such a special event.
This show is special, we think, and we think the people that work on it are special.
Did they have any rules? Were the rules always the same?
Honey, do you remember every year they do the EVVY's rules differently? And they always started Bill Chuck. Boy, those were great, weren't they? That was the best part of the show for me. I really loved seeing that.
Rule number one, of course, is thank Mickey, I believe.
Thank you. Thank you. As you can see, this year I was a runner-up in the Tom Selleck lookalike contest.
Well, it is a pleasure to be here. God, the campus is beautiful. This new campus, they said it would be nice.
To maintain a tradition, as always, 4 years of this. There we go.
EVVY's time, let's celebrate. So here's the rules for 88. To start it off, rule number one, you have to go to Emerson.
Each year, the EVVYs have a team of producers, and these producers are guided by an advisor. Now, the first 3 years, Mickey Dickoff was the advisor, But then Carol O'Neill took over.
I'd like to congratulate my students who won, and not only those who won, but those who learned what it takes to make a quality production. And I truly believe that we're only limited by our own imaginations, which are absolutely limitless, and it certainly has been proven here tonight. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Future broadcasters stick to the feelings they have when they leave here and convince their peers, then that's what it's going to take.
Our next award category is broadcast journalism. Students considered in this category must have produced, directed, and written a 15 or 20-minute news program while working in a newsroom atmosphere. Presenting the award for Best Reporter are Mr. Rance Crane and his daughter Cindy. Cindy Crane graduated last December from Emerson in 3.5 years. While an Emerson student, she worked as judging coordinator for the 1986 EVVYs and promotions director for last year's musical theater production, A Chorus Line. Mr. Crane serves as president and editorial director of Crane Communications Incorporated. The company publishes more than 26 titles, amongst them radio, television, cable, and new technologies. He is a member of the Business Committee of the Museum of Broadcast Art in New York, sits on the board of directors of the Museum of Broadcast Communications in Chicago, and is a founding member of the National Board of the American Advertising Museum in Portland, Oregon. Please welcome Rance and Cindy Crane.
Well, Dad, I've got to tell you, I finally got a real job today.
Oh, that is terrific. Tell me about it.
Well, it's with Y&R, you know, that soap opera, The Young and the Restless?
Well, geez, Cindy, you know, Mom and I are very proud of you, but I thought Y&R was an ad agency. It stood for Young and Rubicam.
Oh, damn it, I thought media planner was a fancy name for actress. Anyway.
Read the nominees, Cindy.
Before I would, I'd like to say hello to Livia, who's doing the audio for the show, and also thanks to SAE for making these the best 4 years possible. The nominees for Best BJ News Reporter are Maria Dragon, Kathy Connolly, and David Carlton.
And the winner is David Carlton.
What these young dancers are referring to is the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. This year marks the 30th anniversary of the dance company, and for the first time ever, Ailey is traveling outside New York City to recruit dancers for the company. But most dancers know, before they become a part of this, they must spend many hours doing this.
And now 1, deep lunge 2, over 3.
This award is very special. The broadcast journalism classes at Emerson College are known as backbreakers. And I think that's one reason why a lot of the students who come out of here with degrees in broadcast journalism are able to go so far, because so much is expected of them at this level that, you know, once you've gone through hell and back, you know, everything else looks not too bad. I'd like to thank, my mom and dad for this one. Dad, just for all the guidance and everything that I know about television right now, and Mom for the endless support, which you've both been over 4 years. Holy cow, can you believe this? Thank you very much.
Okay. Our next award is for Best BJ Anchor. Presenting will be William Michael Mayer and Lou Carter Key. Mr. Mayer is a senior producer and creative director of Radio City Music Hall Theatrical Productions. In addition, he recently produced and directed 8 straight hours of live closed-circuit programming for the biggest single-day event in the history of the Boy Scouts. Yikes. With attendance topping 50,000 people. Mrs. K began her career at WBAP-TV, Fort Worth, Texas. There she did the first Folgers coffee commercial in color, as well as Kellogg's Corn Flakes. She was a regular on Southwestern Bell telephone commercials and 7-Eleven stores. Long active in community theater, she has also acted professionally. She is active in fundraising for the Professional Dancer Society, and recently she returned from a 24-day visit to the People's Republic of China as part of the People to People Citizens Ambassador Program with a delegation of publishers and writers from the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Michael Kmeyer and Ms. Luke Artergees. William.
I've heard my name pronounced in many different ways. I've never had so many additions to it, though. The nominees for Broadcast Journalism Best Anchor are Larry Potash, Kathy Connolly, a familiar name, David Carlton.
And the winner is David Carlton.
Good evening. This is a News Watch 8 news break. I'm David Carlton. With many American families often being led by two working parents, problems can arise when a child or aging parent grows seriously ill. Legislators at the State House today are looking at a plan which would allow for paid time off for employees to care for family members in the home. Representative Mary Jane Gibson presented the Employee Leave Insurance Plan, allowing for partially paid leaves of absence.
I'd like to thank all the people who, there were a lot of people technically this year that just made working in the journalism department and around EIV just gangbusters. Dave Danisco, Rich DePiro, Mike Finity, just brilliant people to meet at this level as far as college goes. It seemed every time we were turning around with some crazy idea of something to do, where they were like, okay, and everything happened. We brought EIV and the television department a long way this year with new technical things, and I think just a big round of applause and a big thanks from me especially for all the people who work technically. Now it's time for the award for Best BJ Writer. Our next presenter is the Vice President and Managing Partner of Sunshine Wireless Company, which owns and manages radio stations Miami, Norfolk, and Las Vegas. He sits on the board of South Florida Broadcasters Association and the Leukemia Society and many other charitable organizations. His extensive travel schedule allows for many chances to visit Emersonians across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, well, in addition to Jeff, is also another Emerson graduate, Rebecca Sullivan, who left here last year and is now finding her way out in Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Rebecca Sullivan and Mr. Jeff Greenhut.
You should update everybody about what you're doing. Working at Warner Brothers for Growing Pains. Rebecca last year came to my hotel room to wake me up to make sure I got to the show. She was in charge of getting everybody to the hotel, and it was very early in the morning.
It was legitimate.
The nominees: Renee Blanchette, Jeff Hope, Jerry Paracella, Louise Cody. The winner?
The winner is Renee Blanchette.
Okay. I can explain this. I really can. Ooh, this is nice. I like this. There are a couple of people I have to thank for this award. First is my mom. Mom, I'm glad you made it. I'm sorry your luggage got lost, but I'm glad you made it. Secondly, the journalism practicum kids, as Dave had mentioned, BJ, to hell and back, that's what it is. And the journalism practicum kids have been so supportive and best friends. They're wonderful. Also, the broadcast journalism department, Bob, Marcia, Susan, all of them, Steve, the whole deal. I really like this. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Moving away from the news scene a little bit, our final BJ News Award is for Best Producer. Presenting the award tonight are two men who side by side have turned Channel 7, WNEV, into one of Boston's most respected news stations, and for that fact, in the New England market, New England area. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Assistant News Director and Vice President of Channel 7 News, Mr. Jacques Knotts and Mr. Jim Thistle.
Greetings from all of us at Channel 7. I've got to tell you, I know I was flattered to be invited to come here tonight, because to present an award for the best producer, that's a big award. Being a good producer means a whole lot. Being the best anchor doesn't always mean a whole lot. It really doesn't. Take just the other night, for example. All it took was a crazy guy over the skies of Boston, camera, some lights, and next thing you know, R.D. Saul had more competition than he ever bargained for best anchor in the city of Boston. My boss, Jim Thistle.
A loose sandbag, Jack, and it could all be over, you know? Yeah, the other night proves why, if you're in television, you really have to have a legitimate job at some point. Mine really is as a professor of journalism at a little institution just a little ways up the river from you. And I was sitting around planning a barbecue that we're having next weekend for George and Barbara. And John Silber and I were discussing the fact that I was coming here tonight for these awards. We get talking about Emerson, and actually, you know, he thinks moving to Lawrence is a great idea for you fellows, you know? And hey, listen, gotta get rid of the competition, you know? No, seriously, I've always been very impressed with the Emerson students that I have met, and the other night at the Emmys, I think it was an outstanding example of the capability of this school and its people and its teachers, and I salute you and I congratulate you on that. By the way, this time of year brings faculty and students closer together. Very close together, always several days before graduation. Amazing what those incompletes will do. If anybody sees Geraldine or Boris, could you have them see me? Tonight, the nominees for BJ News Best Producer are Rich DePiro and Mike Finnerty. Maria Dragon. Grace Platten. We have a few dragons that, no, never mind. The winner is
Maria Dragon.
People are under arrest after a Boston police raid in a Roxbury apartment early this afternoon. Heroin and loaded guns were seized from the apartment.
The weapon you see here, the assault weapon, holds 30 rounds of ammunition.
Thank you very much. I think producing is what I'm going to end up going into. I would like to thank my BJ classmates that went through BJ 3 with me, David Carlton especially, for all his support, along with everyone else. Bob Hoyt, our teacher, Marcia Della Justina, who has helped me out a lot the 4 years I've been at Emerson. Technically, same thing, Rich DePiero, Dave Danisco, Mike Finnerty, Tom Rogan, Tom Mahoney, et cetera, and this means a lot. This is what I want to do, so thank you very much.
You know, Dave, this next part of the show is actually the one I've been looking forward to all evening.
I agree. What you're all about to witness is an end to the dispute that's always separated the technical staff from the writers and the producers and the talent.
I guess in the past, it seems like we're always too worried about how our hair looks or how much money that we're gonna be getting, that sometimes we do forget to give these people a pat on the back.
What we thought we'd do right now is take a look behind the scenes of tonight's EVVY Awards. So join us now as we go behind the scenes downstairs to the control room and just see what's going on. Okay, there we have the control room, everyone lined up. There's the technical director, David Danisco. What's he doing there? There we have our director, Rich DePiero. Okay, there's our associate director, Tom Mahoney. This is strenuous work. This is strenuous work, ladies and gentlemen. And we're lucky tonight, one of the technical people has agreed to talk to us on camera. They don't come out from behind the scenes that often. Let's talk to Mike Finnerty. Mike?
Dave, I don't see Mike. Do you know where is he?
Hey guys, I'm back over here. Hi guys, how are you? I'm back here at the Emerson College Majestic Laundromat down here, just finishing up some laundry here. And of course, this is an Emerson College washing machine, so I have to put in lots of money to get it to do anything here, of course. So let's get back into the control room now, because that's starting to run there.
Gee, Mike, I see that you've been really busy tonight. Have you had a chance to catch any of the show?
Oh yeah, I have. It's been a great show so far. You know what I really liked was the comparison of Emerson College to a Cadillac. And I sort of like that because whenever I think of a Cadillac, I think of this big old broken down thing that doesn't work and you have to put in lots of money to get it to do anything. So I thought that was sort of neat, but
Well, I mean, Mike, you're an Emersonian. I mean, what would you consider to be the Emersonian of vehicles?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Just the other day I was shopping for a new car. I was at the dealer and I said, what do you have that's actually the Emerson College of cars? And
What did he show you, Mike? Perhaps that sleek new Chevy LeBaron, or perhaps the high-tech Ford Probe?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It was actually an old Gremlin in the used car lot. But seriously, Dave, we have a show to do here, and I have some typing to do, so maybe we can get back to that right now.
Thank you very much. Mr. Michael Finnerty, technical.
I thought that's pretty special here. I think, why don't we go to our technical roll-in in a bit.
Good evening, I'm Michelle Labby.
And I'm Andrew Glassman. A decomposed body was found in Plymouth near Route 195.
The technical crew is the most important part of the show because we need each and every person.
In the case of the Dan Satchoff show, we've been blessed with a wonderful crew. It's the same people that put together Jailbound the previous semester, and everyone's just very serious about their job. Everyone gets right to work once we get into the studio, and everything just comes together. And everyone has their own purpose, and yet everyone works to achieve the same goal.
Yeah! Woo! Is that happening or what?
During the actual production, it's the TD's responsibility to switch the video sources that the director calls for. And that's basically the most essential part of a production, in that the second the technical director hears that command, he must execute it.
A good floor manager is someone who keeps an eye on everything that's going on,
who can listen to you and do what you ask and take some initiative so that you don't always have to be explaining to them what to do next. A good floor manager can manage things and do what you want without you having to give exact instructions all the time. Because when you're directing, you have a lot of different things going on at once and you don't have time to walk somebody through something step by step.
Without a crew, you'd waste all your time trying to set up the equipment. I know from experience when I didn't have a real technical crew that it was hard for me to try and produce and shoot and do camera work at the same time. It's not a good thing to do both at the same time. You should have a crew to do it.
Without the crew, there is no show, and there's no particularly most important or least important position. Everyone has to do their job the same as the director, as the cameraman, as the PA for any show to work.
Yep. That's all for this edition of Newswatch 8. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kathy Schultz.
And I'm David Hudson. Have a good evening.
Our next category is for Best Live Talk Show. In this category, students must have produced and directed an in-studio, unedited live talk show under the supervision of a television professor. To present the award are two men who are no strangers to the talk show format.
Mr. Dan Satchoff, a student at Emerson, currently hosted the EIV production Talkback, as well as the Dan Satchoff Show. He also produced the 1987 EVVYs and hosted last year's program. Joining him, Mr. Tom Bergeron, who's the host of New England's top-rated local talk show, People Are Talking. He also hosts WBZ's Wraparound. Please welcome Mr. Dan Satchoff and Mr. Tom Bergeron.
I would like to say, usually, I've done this for about 3 or 4 years now, and usually I really enjoy it. I really do. This year, I'm a little miffed. I was led here under the false pretenses that it was going to open with a major production number by Rob Lowe. And
what can you do?
I know. Not only am I miffed, but Snow White is still over at Zanzibar knocking down tequila. So,
you know, and also on behalf of all the presenters here, I've been asked to thank whoever's responsible for the lovely bonsai trees we have on the lapels. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
This is the category Best Produced and Directed Talk Show, and the nominees are Karen Wilkie and David Hudson.
And the winner is Mr. David Hudson.
Welcome to Bob's Sponsored Presents. Bob passed on. We've got a special, actually I've got it written down here. Calling my next guest a special treat is like calling salt on a flesh wound an accident. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome J.J. Kelly, the Dance Machine. J.J., welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris.
It's an extremely interesting name you've got there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, how you actually thought of it?
Well, actually, J.J. Kelly's my given name, my birth name, I guess you could say, actually.
I think it's most appropriate to thank Chris Black and Dan Satchoff for this award. They are incredible in talents. I would like to thank, of course, my family. We're sitting in the back. And I'd like to thank Rex Traylor and George Quinzel. Incredible job in helping me learn. I don't know what to say. I'm acting as a producer tonight, so I'll cut it short. Thank you.
Our next award is for Best Segment Producer. Students competing in this category have produced a package for an EIV series or an Emerson class. To present the award are two Emerson television graduates, Miss Sue Hester and Mr. Bill Kenny. Miss Hester graduated in 1987 after a tenure as EIV station manager and executive producer. Her credits include producing commercials for Emerson College and for Pine Street Inn, a Boston homeless shelter. Today, her title is Associate Producer of Good Morning America in New York. Mr. Kennedy graduated after producing the 1986 EVVY Awards. Currently, he's working for Chet Angier, excuse me if that's wrong, production company in Watertown as online videotape editor. Over the past 2.5 years, he's also been involved in productions of programs for PBS, including Discover, The World of Science, Nova, and Frontline. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Sue Hester and Mr. Bill Kenny.
So far.
I think it is one of the most well-lit
EVVYs we've seen so far. Before we present the next award, I'd just like to say that it's an honor and a pleasure to be asked back to Emerson and back to the EVVYs. And to everyone who's worked on the EVVYs this year, you've done it again, and congratulations.
I also just want to add that one of the things that I learned, I think, best at Emerson was how to function with no sleep. And I thought when I left, I used to sit desk at Charlesgate, one of the many things I did, between 4 a.m. and 7. And I remember I left and I was like, I'm never going to have to do this again. And then I worked for Good Morning America and often have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So it was good training.
Okay, we are presenting the award for Best Segment Producer, and the nominees are Steven Sager, Bob Flugfelder and Karen Wilkie, and Chris Spinder and Stefan Becker.
And the winner is Bob Flugfelder and Karen Wilkie. Congratulations.
Boston Police Emergency, operator 319. Boston Police Emergency, operator 315.
Boston Police Emergency, operator 365. Your call's recorded. What's your location? Did you see who did it? With a gun?
Every time someone dials 911 in the Boston area, an operator in this room responds at the other end. These are the 911 operators of the Boston Police Operations Department.
This is very exciting. First, I want to thank my mom for convincing me to go to Emerson. And for all those people who will probably win for Inside Out, let me just say that it was really an amazing experience for such a large group of people to put together a show and get it on air on broadcast television for the Boston market. It was really quite an operation, and we think we pulled it off pretty successfully. And Inside Out was an experience, kind of the brainchild of Dave Danisco, who I think deserves a very large amount of the credit. But it was a special experience, and all those of you who have seen the show can kind of vouch for that. And so I'm kind of accepting this award for all the segment producers, and also my associate producer, Karen Wilkie. And, oh, here. Hi, babe. And what else? That's it. You go.
I'd like to say a special thanks to Carol O'Neill. I wish I had a better chance to work with her this is only my second year and last, unfortunately, at Emerson, and the little bit of time that I had with her, she's just such a professional, and she was able to ask the questions that helped us find the answers, and for that, I thank her.
And Carol O'Neill, it's yours.
Now we feature the awards for Best Graduate and Undergraduate Documentary. And what would an EVVY's production be without our next presenter? The last year has been a good one for him. Earlier this month, he went into business for himself as Czar of Copywriting at B-Czar Productions. To us, however, he'll always be the Czar of the Rules. Please welcome one of my favorite guys, Mr. Bill Chuck.
Okay, and I appreciate this, of course, but then again, I'm not going to be the one who announces this award. One moment, please.
Well, thanks, Bill.
Rex Trailer.
And Bill Gonzalez. Bill, you know, it must be quite a thrill. You're an Emerson graduate. You went to school here, and now you're teaching here.
Yeah.
Welcome to the faculty.
Thank you very much.
That must be quite a thrill for you.
It is. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy infecting the students with my thoughts. It's a great thing.
Infecting.
Yeah.
And these days, that's a difficult word to say. Okay. Documentary for undergraduates. The best documentary, the nominees are?
Undergraduate, Tiffany Haas, Allison Balton, and Patrick Beckles. Elizabeth A. Elkins. And Chris Black, Taz Goldstein, and Liza Persky. And the winner is?
And the winner is Elizabeth Elkins.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to thank Paul Schoen, who was my professor for ethics of reporting, who inspired me to do this piece. He was a wonderful man. I don't think he's here tonight. And also the BJ department, and most of all, my family who are here tonight, and my boyfriend Joseph, who wanted me to mention him really bad if I won. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're wondering why there was a little bit of confusion there. They did some changing around of presenters and presentations. And so Bill Chuck said, I'll go out and introduce you. That was some introduction, Bill. Thank you very much. You know, it's interesting. Oh, okay, thank you.
Great guy.
2 years, two years ago, yes. Next time I write it out for you, Bill. 2 years ago, I got to present with Connie Stevens, and last year, her daughter, Jolie Fisher, and this year, it's The Odd Couple. Love the hair. Right.
Thanks.
Documentary for graduate students. The best documentary, the nominees are?
Sarah Lovell, Dan Wolfe, and Stacy O'Neill.
And the winner is Sarah Lovell.
When you first get hit, you really don't know what to expect. To you, you are in a land of opportunities. You really do not know what's out there. You're just excited of being here. You really don't know what the next day will bring.
Right now. Dan Wolfe and Stacy, the other two nominees, I'm sharing this with you. I don't know where you guys are, but I know you worked just as hard as I did. I would like to thank the 8 immigrants who I interviewed for this documentary, because without their words of wisdom, it wouldn't have come to be. Mom and Dad, thanks for coming to watch me graduate. And Nancy Danio and the entire Depot staff, thank you so much for all your help, because you really open up those edit suites, change things around, and help us out a lot. And I share this with every graduate student in the audience who worked his or her butt off this semester. Thanks a lot.
Shouldn't we be clearing the stage out for the big number, the big production?
No, Dave, I don't think so.
The rules are next, though. That's the big number, the dancers, and shouldn't we get the stuff off the...
Dave, we don't have any dancers tonight.
You mean to tell me that just 3 weeks ago they opened the Majestic with the spring musical George M., and tonight we couldn't get any dancers for the rules?
Dave, the big production number is on a roll-in. It's all right here in the 1989 EVVY's Memorial Video, a collection of the best-loved roll-ins from tonight's show, yours for only $19.95.
We're not on this.
No, of course not, Dave. You and I are merely the inconsequential, obligatory human element.
Steph, don't be such a cynic.
Dave, I'm not being cynical. It's true. I mean, I heard they really wanted Alf to host the show. They just had to settle for you and me.
Alf?
Well, yeah, think about it. You know, he's a lot cheaper to dress. He's a bigger draw. He's a little bit cuter. And statistics prove that audiences today prefer life-sized furry puppets to actual human beings.
Life-size for... No way, Steph. That's not going to cut it.
David, think about it. Who are some of the major figures of our time? There's Mr. Snuffleupagus, Fozzie the Bear,
Fozzie.
Sylvester Stallone.
All right, I guess you're right. Thanks for setting me straight. I guess now let's set the rules of the EVVYs straight for all of us.
Well, that's it.
That was quite a big hit last year.
Yeah, it was. He's been doing it for the past 8 years, since the very beginning.
Yeah, she's right.
Well, then it's settled. The 8th Annual Emmy Awards starring Bill Chuck in the EVVY Rules.
That's where we have a little problem.
Problem?
Yes, you see, Mr. Chuck is no longer working here. At Emerson, that is. He's working at Wang.
Wang?
Wang Computers. He's been working there since June. So he can't do them again this year.
And not only that, after last year's success, the audience is going to be expecting something even better.
And that's going to be tough without Bill.
So then we need someone else to do it. We'll hold auditions.
Al, baby, auditions? We don't have time for auditions.
Well, someone has to. Somebody with a lot of time on their hands.
A student. Somebody with no responsibility. Somebody with nothing better to do. A senior.
I've got it. We'll get the kid who did it last year. What's his name? Pez?
Chaz. Fuzz? Faz.
Taz.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
Great. Send him down here.
Slight problem, babe. Kid went big time. He's gone, vanished. Split city, out of here, taking the A train, bagging the big bucks, living on Easy Street, rolling in green, rubbing those elbows. Fun, son, #1. Know what I mean?
So where is he?
L.A.
Razzmatazz Productions. You want Taz to direct what?
Who is it, Lorimar? Paramount? I'm busy. Tell him I'm working. I'm busy.
It's some guy named Koenig. Something about a bevy of fools.
Koenig? Bevy of fool... EVVY's rules. Give me the phone. Al, babe? I'm on my way.
Hey, I came as soon as I heard. All right, Al, talk to me.
We need you to hold auditions for a Bill Chuck replacement, then feature him in a huge musical number to top last year's rules.
No sweat. How long do I have?
A week tops.
Oh, good. Then I have some time to see the sights. Right, huh? I don't think you understand. This has to be a video event. An extravaganza. Dude, relax. How tough could it be to find a Bill Chuck replacement?
I don't believe this. Where did all these people come from?
They probably saw your sign.
Sign? What sign?
This sign.
Ah, that sign. All right, well, send them in.
As we gather this 12th of May for honors bestowed upon thee, one may wonder how to choose. The qualifications are thus.
Now, not Fisher, nor Harvard, nor old MIT. A student at Emerson, you must be. You must go to Emerson to win an EVVY.
Number 5. These are the rules, the EVVYs.
And so the mean old witch said every entry you submit must be on a separate 3/4 inch tape. And then the lucky unicorn said, "Bite me!" And then
Yeah, the entries you submit cannot be returned. Yo, something funny?
Number 32.
Execution. Say what? Content. Say what? Execution. Content and originality.
Word! I was going completely mental with my own joy, I must say, because all the judges will be professionals from the Boston area. And I suppose there's not really anything more decent than that, could there be? And yet...
This is my first audition. Do I start now?
Number 2,497. I think.
Okay, ready? And so then he says, all tapes must be rewound, speaking in tape, all right? And then I say, ready, this is the best part. And then I say, rewound? I thought they had to be square. Yes,
We get the job?
Bill. Why have you done this to me? You were the only one who could read the rules. I'm never gonna find a replacement for you.
I'm back.
Bill.
That's right, it's me, the Czar of Entertainment.
Bill, I don't understand. How did you just appear like that? What's with the Star Trek thing? Are you dead?
No, I'm not really dead. I'm just in the Merrimack Valley. Actually, I came here to help you out.
I knew it. You're gonna read the rules. Bill.
afraid not. See, I've come to tell you something very important. You and Alan, all the rest of them, you've been going about this all wrong. You shouldn't be looking for a Bill Chuck replacement.
I knew it. We should have just accepted pictures and resumes, right?
Pictures and resumes? No! The rules aren't for any one person to read. They're universal. You as director need to realize this and make the audience understand what the EVVY rules are all about.
You're right. And I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. All made up, and soon you'll be appearing. Every bit of nervousness is gone. Then the sound that's music to your hearing, to hear them cheering when you come on. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Even with a turkey that you know has foaled, you may be stranded out in the cold, but still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show. Let's go on with the
Well, that's the rules for 89. I sure hope you enjoyed them. I know we all did. So you all take care. We'll see you again next year and enjoy the rest of the show. Aren't those kids terrific? Way to go!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Bill Chuck.
It is nice to be back. One thing I do want to say before anything else is forgotten, please take a look at page 11 in your program to see everybody who is responsible for just a terrific EVVYs. My special thanks to really to three people, two whose names you're going to see here, Taz Goldstein, who's right down there. Wendy Braff, who is right over there. And Glenn Meehan, who 9 years ago, something like that, asked me to do this for the first time and realized that I just make a fool of myself any place. Anybody just has to ask. I have a very important function right now. I'm about to introduce, your opportunity to go to the bathroom. Yes, it's intermission, and this is a rare opportunity. Please take a few moments to look around the new Majestic, the house that Brooks built. This one, this one we're keeping. Is that the deal? This one? Okay, there's so many things you got to catch up. You stay away for a while. Some buildings stay, some buildings go. This one stays, right? Okay. Enjoy intermission. We'll see you in about 10 minutes or so. And remember the rules. And remember, if you can't laugh at life, you'll never get out alive. Thank you, everybody.
Awards for the most effective talent and the best produced EIV series, plus the Student and Alumni Awards of Distinction. There will now be a 5-minute intermission.